I want to thank you all for tuning in to Hot Topics. I'm your host, Keith Scott, along with my co-host, Dre.
Hello, hello.
How we doing, Dre?
Doing great. I tell you, so much going on. There's so much to talk about, and I'm ready to hear what else we're going to talk about.
You ready to hear
Let's
me
get it
started out
Let's
with this?
Kick it off.
This hot topic for this
Yes.
week. Well, I don't know if you all remember 1999. You remember the wide receiver that played for the Carolina Panthers, Rae Carruth?
Yes.
You remember Rae Carruth?
I do remember.
Well, Rae Carruth was convicted in conspiracy with the murder of his girlfriend at that time. He was dating. She was pregnant. Well, Rae Carruth got released from prison.
What?
He got released from prison after doing 17, 18 years in prison with this murder conspiracy. He got charged. He's done 18 years. He's out. But, you know, Sharika Adams lost her life. She was shot 4 times. For my viewers, if you don't remember this story, she was shot 4 times. Sharika Adams, she was pregnant at the time when Rae Carruth had conspired to do this along with some other guys. But those guys got convicted. He did 17, 18 years. He's released. They let him out of prison. He was in North Carolina. But the young man in the womb, the baby that was in the womb, his son, Chancellor Lee Adams, has lived with the grandmother for 18 years. She's been taking care of this baby. The baby had brain damage, okay? They had to do the C-section. Baby came out with brain damage, and he has cerebral palsy. But now that he's out, he's saying that he wants to have a relationship with his son.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of a touchy situation for my viewers if you don't remember, but he's out and he wants a relationship. Man, that's
tough.
That's
I
tough.
wonder how grandma feels about that. Like, you know, I've been taking care of him. You killed my daughter, and now you want a relationship with your son.
Yeah, killed her daughter and then also had to take care of a wounded child that requires all different types of attention and love and care. But the grandmother stepped up. She's been doing it for 18 years. So it's going to be interesting to see if she lets him into her grandson's life after that happens. So we'll see if she finds forgiveness. What you got for us, Dre, on this hot topic?
All right. So everyone knows voting is going on right now.
It is.
And in Georgia, they started early voting, and a group of people, it was the Black Voters Matter.
Okay.
And a Democratic official got together to actually get a bus, go to a senior center, and load these senior citizens on the bus to take them for early voting. And they were all excited. They were dancing before they got on the bus and everything. And a permission had been granted. Everything was fine. They called it the South is Rising Tour, and they put it on the bus. Well, what happened, they got an anonymous call that said they were in violation. That they were violating a political, I guess, law or rule, and they said they couldn't do it. And so they ordered that the senior citizens get off of the bus and return back to their rooms.
Now, you know, let's just go ahead and talk about this for a minute.
All right,
a bunch of senior citizens that have probably already seen how people in all over the country with these laws and how people set these laws for people that are trying to vote that look like us, that are trying with this voter suppression. And that's really all it is voter suppression, just trying to find a way to stop people from voting. And seniors, and let us just make a note that seniors are one of the demographics that are attacked. When we talk about voter suppression.
Well, and you have to be really mindful of what was said. So when you think about it, what they were talking about is when you get to a certain distance at the poll, you're not supposed to have any political information. So there are a couple of things that could have been done that would still have allowed them to vote. Number one, that area on the bus that said the South is Rising Tour, they could have covered that up. Or they could have made sure they parked the bus away from the poll site. So there were a couple of things that could have been done other than deboard these excited seniors that were ready to go take advantage and exercise their rights and vote. And so it's interesting to watch. I will tell you, Black Voters Matter said that they felt that it was intimidation. And they have vowed to make sure that these seniors do get the opportunity to vote. And what the challenge is where the senior center is in Georgia compared to where the polling place is, there's a long distance. And so it's not like it's a hop, skip, and a jump to the location. And so that's why they chartered the bus to go.
Yeah.
So
Can you imagine, though, how many times or in their lives as seniors they've actually seen this or had some other attempt and been involved with voter suppression? We'll have to keep you updated on that.
Definitely.
On that hot topic.
We'll be watching that one.
Yeah, we definitely. Well, let's go right into the Fort Valley State University prostitution ring.
I'm still in shock.
Yeah, Georgia's got a lot going
it's
on.
All in Georgia.
What's going on in Georgia, man? The peaches, I guess it's not time for the peaches. But anyway, 7 people have been charged in a prostitution ring at Fort Valley State University. We got 6 males, a lady that was the ringleader, and these 6 guys that have been charged come from all different walks of the street. Okay. We had a principal, we had a city manager, we had an attorney, we had a minister, and the list goes on and on that have been involved with this prostitution ring, and they've been sent to jail. They had warrants out on them, so they've been arrested for this prostitution ring. But they're also saying that the head of the prostitution ring was an executive administrator of the president and advisor of one of the campus sororities.
We're not going to name the sorority, but yes.
Yeah, we're not going to name it.
Not going to do that.
Yeah, we're not going to do that because it's really not about the sorority.
No, it's not.
It's about the individual. But can you believe that?
I can't. I'm shocked.
Fort Valley State University, they got a prostitution ring. They got a principal involved. We got a city manager involved.
Yeah.
What's going on with this?
You know what? And here students are trying to focus on, their academics and community service and things of that nature. And here, they're having financial issues and they're struggling. And so you dangle this carrot in front of them to actually say, hey, you know what? We can take care of your financial issues. All you have to do is hook up with these guys.
Yeah, that's
and it's like, that's not fair.
Yeah, that's crazy. You find some of these students at their weakest point, just a struggle trying to stay in school, trying to have funding, trying to eat, trying to get their education.
Taking advantage of them.
And these people take advantage of it. So we'll have to keep you posted on this Fort Valley State prostitution
Makes you
ring.
Wonder if the president knew anything since his executive admin was the one leading it. I mean, you just never know.
Yeah, you don't. You never know. What you got for us, Jake, before we go to break?
So again, Colin Kaepernick comes up and the NFL. This is not going to go away. This is a story that is just gathering life and like a snowball, just gathering more and more traction.
Yeah.
So they're trying to find talent for the Super Bowl. And they asked Rihanna, and Rihanna said absolutely not. And she's not doing it because she didn't like how they handled Colin Kaepernick. And so she refused. She's protesting. They also asked Pink. And in negotiations with Pink, apparently negotiations fell apart. They're not saying it's because of the protests, but again, they had to move on to somebody else. Well, they locked in Maroon 5 and Cardi B. And now people are complaining about them accepting. For instance, Amy Schumer actually said that Maroon 5 should drop it. Maroon 5 should just not do the Super Bowl halftime show.
Right.
And of course, everyone is like tweeting and responding on social media to Cardi B and telling her she's a sellout. Well, she has a song with Maroon 5 that's called Girls Like You. And so this is going to be interesting to see who will be the headline for the halftime show.
Yeah, Super Bowl.
Will Maroon 5 stay? Will Cardi B say, hey, do another song? I mean, what's going to happen?
Yeah, Super Bowl 53 still undecided.
Drama.
Who's going to do that halftime?
Well, and here's the other side of it. I'm sure people have to think, Cardi B is trying to make money. She's not Rihanna.
Yeah,
she's not Rihanna. And so she's like, don't mess with me. I'm trying to get my coin.
Yeah,
so,
and she is real popular right now.
She is very popular.
She's extremely popular. I actually had to do some research on Cardi B because I was like, Cardi B, she is extremely popular. So it'll be interesting to see who's going to perform at Super Bowl 53. We're going to take a quick break right here on Hot Topics, and we'll be right back. So stay logged on for more.
Hello, I'm Tony Hendricks, Chief Operating Officer at Lewis Funeral Home. Lewis Funeral Home has been serving San Antonio and surrounding areas for over 100 years. Lewis Funeral Home's ultimate goal is to help those families in their time of need. If your family is ever in need, please feel free to call us at Lewis Funeral Home, 210 502-227-7281 or check us out on our website at lewisfuneralhome.com.
I've just been in an accident. What am I supposed to do?
Before you act, let me attack. I'm Nathaniel Mack. Call today, 333-MAC. You don't pay unless we win. Let's call Mac.
Let's call Matt.
I tried Oxy at a couple of parties. I didn't know it'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Nothing to do this week? Don't miss another event. Go to blacksinsanantonio.com for our event calendar. The home of the largest business directory in San Antonio with an African American focus. Sign up today for our weekly e-blast and text message alerts. Help us make this a better community. Connect, empower, grow.
Well, thanks for tuning right back to Hot Topics. Well, Dre, I'm just going to go right into it after that Cardi B. And I'm going to go right into this next hot topic.
Yes,
they're saying it's actually over 7,000 right now. Central American migrants try to make their way across to the border. All of these people on the bridge. Did you see that picture?
I saw that picture. It was crazy. And how they're all on the truck.
They're all on the truck.
Crazy.
They're all on the bridge. But they're also saying that President Trump is trying to, take advantage of all of these different people trying to make it, across the border. He's trying to use this for a political gain. But then also they're saying out of all of those people, out of all of those 1,000 people, there may be some potential terrorists.
Yeah.
And all of those people that are trying to make it across.
You don't know.
There are a lot of people that are trying to make it across the bridge. You got over 7,000 people. And actually, the caravan continues to grow.
Yes.
That's why I said over 7,000. It was 7,000. It was 7,200. Now the number
continues to grow.
It continues to grow.
Yeah.
And really, they're trying to get across right here where we are in McAllen in Texas.
Yeah.
They're trying to enter across that border through Texas.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really interesting to see what the administration does with all of these different people that are trying to just walk across now. Now, we know for years they've been coming over here all different types of ways and all different places where they can come across the borders. But now they've got a caravan trying to get across.
Yeah. And, it has happened before, but they're seeking asylum. And so they're talking about some may go into Mexico, some may go into California, and then the closest border entry is McAllen. So who knows what's going to happen and where they'll land and who will accept them and how they'll be received. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a lot of families, a lot of children, a lot of people. And McAllen, that's not too far from where we are.
No, McAllen's not far at all.
No, it's not far. What you got for us, Dre?
All right. So many of you by now hopefully have seen the video of the woman that was blocking the young black man from getting into his loft. And she was questioning his, asking for ID and asking him to prove that he was a resident. And she followed him all the way until he got to his door. And he's like, don't you see I have the key in the door? I am in. It was crazy. And he videoed the entire thing. Well, the company that she worked for, she was a realtor, actually fired her.
Oh, they fired her?
They are a minority-owned company.
Interesting.
And they fired her. They said that they were embarrassed with how she handled herself. They were disturbed with what transpired. And they don't tolerate that. And so Aryan Toles is the young man that videoed. He said that he has no ill will for the young lady. He actually wants to sit down with her. He does not plan on seeking any kind of legal restitution or anything. He just wants to talk with her. So this is an educational opportunity. When you run into these situations, how can we turn it around and make it beneficial and learn from it? So I applaud Aryan for that.
Well, I definitely applaud him because the brother was cool as a cucumber.
He was so calm through the whole thing.
He was cool as a cucumber.
And I was talking to some people, and several of you out there have responded about it and talked about how you would have pushed her out the way and gone off on her. And
it's all kind of things that enter your mind when somebody's trying to block you from your resident.
Well, like you said, I pay money here.
Yeah.
And when he named the names of the security and property owner, you would have thought, move on. He knows too much, but so now she'll be looking for work.
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting video, but I had to say the brother was cool.
He was
He was really calm and cool.
That's textbook.
She would have ran across somebody else. It could have really been a different outlook.
Yeah.
So let's just, we're thankful that it didn't end the way it could have ended with somebody like that. Well, I'm going to go right into my last hot topic, and I'm really excited about the OJs.
Yes.
The OJs, Dre, are coming out with a new album in 2019. They're actually calling it The Last Word, but they got an interesting title of a song that's going to be their first song that comes out, their first track, called Above the Law. Now,
that sounds a little controversial.
Well, it's going to be dealing with some issues, and I'm talking the Kavanaugh issues, the Kaepernick issues, and just issues that are dealing with African Americans and across the board when it comes to issues in the United States. It's going to be really interesting to see, and they're saying that this could be their last album. Now, we know they haven't, no new records or new albums in 20 years.
It's crazy.
It's been 20 years since the OJs have come out with something. But, that music that they did is timeless. We still hear it every day. But Eddie LaVert still sounds good.
He sounds amazing.
Yeah, the lead.
Amazing.
Both of those guys, know, and the young guy that's been with them for, over a decade now. He sounds good, but Eddie sounds good. The other lead sounds good. And Eddie was just actually here.
He was here.
He was here in San Antonio.
Got to hear him.
And he sound good. He sound great. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this new project with the OJs. And it's going to be released in February. So February 22nd is the release date for that new hot track called Above the Law. We'll have to see We'll have to see what them OJs are bringing.
We'll be listening.
Yeah, we
definitely.
will. What you got for us, Dre, on this last
So my
hot
final hot topic, the movie The Hate U Give. So here, I will tell you, they had minimal releases. So there were 2 theaters, and now there are 4 theaters. And when it fully releases, of course, it will be in other places. But it was like a test market because it's such a controversial topic. So it deals with police brutality. Many of you have probably already seen the trailers if you haven't seen the movie. Rotten Tomatoes has given it 96%. I think it may have dropped recently to like 93%, but I think the highest was 96%. For the Rotten Tomatoes rating, which is extremely good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Now, with that in mind, I wanted to look at the reviews and see what were people saying. Because it is such a hot topic. It is a topic that we consistently deal with in the news. And you want to hear what people are saying.
What kind of feedback are we getting?
Some of the reviews it's mixed, of course. Some say it's such a political film. No thanks. It's racist. Others are saying it's educational and emotional and powerful. Well, I've been talking to people as well, and everyone has a different viewpoint. Some say it was a great movie. I recommend it. Go see it. And then there are those that are a little bit more sensitive about the content. One thing that is consistent, though, is that it is emotionally intriguing and it will draw you in no matter what side you actually view the movie on. So I'm excited about it. I haven't had a chance to see it, but I am going to go see it. I want to hear what you guys are saying. I think we want to hear, if you've seen the movie, tell us in our comments area, what did you think of the movie?
Yeah, it's interesting. I want to definitely go and see it. I think we're going to have to plan a weekend to go see that movie. But we want to remind you all right here on Hot Topics that it is voting time.
Yes.
Early voting is here in Texas. So people are, gathering around the polls to get their vote in. And
there are long lines. I've seen several comments on social media, saying, hey, the lines are long. It's raining or it's hot and or it's cold or whatever they're experiencing. And it's like, you know what? This is your time to have your voice heard. The things that you're concerned about, the things that you're complaining about, this is a chance for you to do something about it. And you hear people all the time saying, my vote doesn't matter. Yes, it does. And you vote
It does.
until you make a change. But be educated in your vote.
Yeah, it does matter. Don't get detoured at the polls.
Yes.
Make sure you have a little patience.
Have a little patience.
Please have a little patience, but make sure your voice is heard. If you have any comments about this episode on Hot Topics this week, or you want to, give us an email or give us a shout out or a discussion with my co-host, feel free to reach out to Dre. You can reach her at dre@blackvideonews.com.
And we look forward to hearing from you. If you have other comments that you want to say or ideas about topics that you want us to cover, make sure you reach out to Keith Scott at kscott@blackvideonews.com.
Well, Dre, it's been great.
It's been awesome.
A lot of fun, a lot of hot topics. We'll see you next time right here on Hot Topics. For me, Keith, your host, Keith Scott, and my co-host, Dre, that's with the DRE. We'll see you next time. As always, be encouraged.